Hey, what's going on, folks? Welcome back to the Real Legend of Gaming. We are here with Clash Royale, and this is Everything Royale episode 22, folks. Now in this video, we're going to be going over a brand new deck that I created, which I thought was pretty good for this meta. But before we go into the deck, we're going to open up this magical chest that we unlocked by doing these quests during the week, and let's see what we get. Alright, so let's see what this magical chest is going to open up for us. So right off the back, you already know we're going to get some gold, some lead barbs, which I really don't use anymore, bombers, which I haven't used in a long time, elixir collectors is not bad, hog rider, maybe I should start using it. Alright, there go some wizards, minions, now I'm happy about that, and some balloons, which is a card that I've thought about using recently. Alright folks, so now let's check out this deck here. So you guys already know I love using the Pekka. So it's going to have the Pekka in here. We got the Musketeer, the Princess, right, which is a card I don't really use in many of my decks. Zap, the Knight, the Baby Dragon, minions. And I think that this card, by adding the Princess card into this deck, it really helps counter against the Goblin Hut and the spawn meta that's coming back, right? We've seen them furnaces back. Again, we're seeing the Goblin Huts, we're seeing the Skeleton Barrels, we're seeing the Tombstones. So the Princess is able to count against all that, even the Flying Machine. So I'm very happy about adding her to the deck. And then by having the minions, it also helps because instead of having the bats where they can get zapped easily, the minions give you a little bit chance of getting another additional hit in, just like what happened right now. So it gives us a good opportunity to be able to like defend a little more comfortably. And I think for one more elixir you get a little more peace of mind. So I think it's a good addition to this lineup. And we paired up against a few different combinations. This match here we paired up against the Goblin Gang, Lumberjack, Giant, right, because you know the Giant is kind of coming back with the Goizen decks. So I was pretty happy with the results by adding the Princess and the Minion to the usual core, right, because I know I've done a lot of videos with the Ice Wizard, the Musketeer, the Pekka, and the Baby Dragon, and the Knight, right? Those are like my favorite cards. And I think Zap you kind of have to have right now, because you know Zap bait is still strong, and with it being so strong, you know the Princess allows you to still be able to counter. So now let's kind of explain what's going on in the match right now that I explained the idea behind creating the deck. So the Pekka is going to be pushing off that ladder. Again, the Princess is very important in this deck because she's going to provide support from a distance, and once she gets to the bridge and locks onto the tower, you're going to be doing a lot of chip damage. Now bear in mind, the witch is not a troop that is built to sustain damage, so she's going to die really fast, so you have to be very careful with her positioning and try to keep her away from like ample danger, and obviously you know try to use the Princess in the way she's intended for the deck to be able to get rid of these spawn troops from a distance. Kind of like right now with the bats. So she's gonna, well, she's hitting the miner now, but she's gonna hit the bats. And if those Goblin Gangs were to move down, she would hit them as well. So she was able to get that one Goblin Gang at the bridge. So same like all the other decks, use the Knight and the Pekka to kind of shield your Musketeer and your minions. This time around, we got two Princess out because I felt like they were at a good distance as far as being spread apart. And since I have not seen anything to counter them yet, I felt comfortable having two. So we're going to shut that Giant down pretty quick. Now we got the formation that we love to have, which is the Knight, Baby Dragon, Musketeer combination. I just think it's really OP, especially if you're in a match where you don't want to use the Pekka and you just want to cycle through your cards faster. If you take the Pekka out the equation, this deck is very cheap and it becomes an insane cycle deck. Now with the Pekka in the deck is around 3.6, so you take it out, you already know it's going to be a lot cheaper, especially in double elixir time. So right there we use the minions to take out the Battle Ram. So minions basically will be a support against the Hog Rider, the Battle Ram. Against the Elite Barbs, I still recommend the Knight because it's a tanky card, and I just think it does a much better job at stopping them because of the hit speed. Now, if your Knight's not available, then that's when you kick in the Pekka. But I try to like be very careful with the minions because one, you know, the zap is still prevalent in the meta. There's still some arrows too. So I kind of like to use the minions when I know for sure that they cycled those cards already. And also, you know, I like to pair it up behind the baby dragon or the knight so that I can get some damage done on the tower while the tank is shielding, you know, the minions. And right there, baby dragon musketeer combo, always going to do a lot of damage. So really taking advantage again of the musketeer's range is very critical. And I say that in every deck, and I am super biased because I just feel like the musketeer is an incredible card. And we drop down the ice wizard from the back. So ideally, like if your lineup is the knight or the ice wizard, you want to drop those or the baby dragon behind the tower and try to build a push behind that. Really, those cards are excellent to be able to defend, along with the princess too, because eventually, you know, you want to keep the Pekka on the side to go up against your E-barbs and your tanks, and with the Mega Knight as well. So the Pekka really is there for defensive purposes. Once you clear out your opponent's push, then you make a push with the Pekka as your tank. It's really the most effective way to do it because it's an expensive card, and with so many spawn decks now, the Pekka will get distracted very easily, and you could instantly get killed on a push if you try to go super offensive with the Pekka right away. I mean, you got so many ice golem decks. Again, you got the spear goblins, you got the skellies, you got the ice spirit. I mean, all these cheap cards are known to distract your tanks very easily, or at least the Pekka, because the giant goes straight forward towards the tower, and the RG, you guys already know, it's a tank with a range, so it's, you know, still OP. Now you see we got two princesses spread apart, both doing incredible damage from a distance. Alright, so the princess is still hitting the tower. Now we got the Pekka roaming. Should be able to shut down that battle ram with no problem. Musketeer back there. It's going to attack that baby dragon. Again, the range of that musketeer is incredible. We got the knight to be able to defend against that miner. Musketeer chips away against the fire spirits. And we're going to drop down the Pekka again, because at this point we know that the opponent is going to try to use either the E-barbs or the barbarians. And we know that all we needed was a zap to cycle through. Alright, so here goes the last replay. Now the first two were against level 12s. This one's against the level 11. I always try not to show a replay when I'm going against a deck that an opponent that has an arena level lower than mine, but I feel like the highlight was good considering the fact that it had the Night Witch along with the Royal Ghost. And you know the Royal Ghost is insanely meta, and I'd like to do decks without it because I always like to do the off meta decks or the counters to the metas, you know? So right there, the princess is doing an incredible job hitting the giant and the Night Witch. And what I also like is that once the Royal Ghost does appear, the princess does a great job against them as well. So she has a lot of value in this meta, and she does not need to be used in a zap bait deck. She's that good where you can still insert her into a Pekka control deck. So they did a good job with the tornado there. So we were able to sneak in our baby dragon from the side. So now we got the knight and the baby dragon hitting, and also tanking for the Pekka. And right there we'll get some shots in, and since the tower is locked in on the baby dragon, we can sneak in the minions. And that is exactly how I do it. Now we'll bring in the princess for support while she is able to hit the tower and that mega minion at the same time. And we'll drop the ice wizard in front of the princess because remember, we need to protect it. They did a good job with the Royal Ghost. We'll drop down the knight, another card that counters the Royal Ghost very well. And right there, back at it again, pushing towards that tower. We bring that musketeer behind the knight because that knight is tanking. Now they drop down the giant. It's a-okay because you know what? Muskie defends well against that as well. And there goes the Night Witch. Not too worried about it, because now we drop down our Pekka. because we're keeping it for defensive uses only. Destroying the knight, the giant. Destroy the night witch. And now we're going to wreck the ice wizard. We'll drop the knight in front of the Pekka because we want the knight to tank for the Pekka just in case an infernal tower comes down or an infernal dragon. And this match is pretty much won. We got like 25 seconds left. We just got to defend. We still got our entire push moving forward. And they're going to have to exhaust a lot of cards to be able to stop the push. Especially since we haven't really seen like a rocket or anything. They're going to have to defend with that tornado, which is kind of limiting them on what they can do. Because our cards are pretty tanky. So there goes the knight, baby dragon, game over. And we would have gotten that 3 crown if there was like a few more seconds in the match. Alright, so that's it folks. I hope you appreciate the content. If you like the deck and you think you're going to use it, and slap the like button, let me know. Because the comments you guys have been leaving have been really good. Pretty happy with the support recently, and it's also giving me good feedback and a good insight on what to do for the channel for you guys going forward. So definitely, you see we're doing Arena Valor and rotating with Clash Royale, so we're going to continue doing that. I think the communities for both games blend well together, and it should be positive going forward. So other than that, appreciate the support as always. Subscribe if you haven't done so yet. And be sure to check out my Twitter so you can get notifications on my next upcoming streams. And also get notifications for the videos as soon as they release. So other than that, folks, appreciate the support. Like I said in previous videos and on Twitter, be sure to check out the Nova Esports YouTube channel. Officially launched last week. And there's a lot of great content creators on there. Alright, so peace out, folks.